ביאור משנה י"א, the explanation for משנה י"א. ואלו האנשים היו מזכירים אותם לגנאי, and these are the people who we used to rebuke. We used to say this guy did bad, the opposite of good, on their deeds. של בית גרמו, first of all, the house of גרמו. Who's the house of גרמו? לא רצו ללמד על מעשה לחם הפנים. The house of Garmo were the bakers. And the bakers used to make the breads. And now you remember, the only one who knows how to make breads like this today is Moshe. He's not here today. But the ovens was round. At the time you put the coals in the side. It was made out of clay like this. And you used to stick it in the inside, the bread. But they knew how to stick it in such a way that even the shape of lechem apanim was like this. It was like a half. Yeah? So it says, how do you stick a half into such a thing that it's got to be baked? They had a special way to do it, and they didn't let anybody else know how they do it. So, של בית גרמו, לא רצו ללמד על מסכת, שכן לחם הפנים היה עשוי כמין תיבה פרוצה. It was made like a half. Yeah. So a half you cannot, how do you do all the parts? Yeah, exactly, it's going to break. It's too thick, it's too big. Yeah. ואנשי בית גרמו היו יחידים שידעו כיצד להפותו ולרדותו מן התנור שלא יישבב ולא יתאפש. They were the only one who knew how to bake it in such a way that it would not break. ולא רצו ללמד את האמנות הזאת לכם. Not only not to break, not to become moldy also. The ingredients that they used was different ingredients than everybody else. And they didn't teach anybody else this. This is us. We're not teaching anybody else. Forget about it. של בית אבטינס, the house of אבטינס, we're also going to rebuke them. Why? לא רצו ללמד על מעשה הקטורת. They didn't teach anybody how to make the incense. אנשי בית אבטינס יודעים מן עשב הנקרא מעלה עשן. They used to know a special weed, special grass, who used to be called מעלה עשן. The grass, the name of the grass was, we don't know the name, so that's why we call it the grass that brings out smoke. שהיו מערבים אותו עם סממני הקטורת. They used to mix it with the incense. ועל ידי כך היה עשן הקטורת מתמר ועולה כמקל ואינו פונה לצדדים. Because if you see the smoke today, smoke coming out of incense, it goes like this, right? And it's like that. So the ketoret used to go up because of that special grass. ולא רצו לגלות דבר זה לאחרים, and they didn't want to release the information to anybody else. It's like the Coke formula. Not many people know it. You know most of the ingredients, but this one special ingredient nobody knows. Yeah. Hugras ben Levi. Then we have Hugras, the son of Levi, שהיה ממונה על השיר במקדש. He was to be the orchestra leader in the temple. היה יודע בפרק בשיר להנעים קולו בזרמר. He used to know how to make, one of these notes with his voice that nobody else knew. בברייתא בגמרא מסופר, כשהיה נותן קולו בנעימה, it says when he used to make a voice, היה מכניס גודלו לתוך פיו, he used to put his thumb into his mouth, ומניח אצבעו בין הנינים, and he used to put his other finger between his lips. והיה מוציא כל מיני זמר, and he could sound like a harp, he could sound like many, like beatboxers today, whatever they do. Yeah, think about it. עד שהיו אחיו הכהנים נזרקים בבת ראש לאחרוהם. And he says it was so, the melody was so enchanting that everybody used to go like this. That's how beautiful it was. נרתעים ונופלים בבת אחת. So, and everybody wanted to learn how to do this. He wouldn't teach anybody. ולא רצה ללמד, and he didn't want to teach anybody. He says, no, this is only for me. את אמנות השיר לאחרים. בן קמצר, another guy that knew something that nobody else knew, לא רצה ללמד על מעשה הכתב. He didn't want to teach how to write the name of God. He says, what do you mean? You write י' כ' ו' כ', everybody knows. What's so hard? So אמרו עליו שהיה נוטל 4 קולמסים בין 5 אצבעותיו. So he had to take four, what do you call it? Pens? Not the pens, but to write the Sefer Torah. Quill. He used to take 4 quills, put it in between his fingers, and do one movement of the hand, like this. And Yud Kei Vav Kei would come out. Yeah, he had a special way to do this. וכותב תיבה של 4 אותיות בבת אחת. He used to make one movement of the hand and all the 4 used to come out. Yeah? So people ask him, how do you do this? He says, I'm not telling you. That's it. I'm not telling him. על הראשונים, so it says on all the beginning ones. Beginning ones means the previous Mishnah, not this Mishnah. On all the guys in the previous Mishnah, Ben Gamla, Ben Katin, Muzban, Vileni, Imo, Vinikanor, they are the good ones. Ne'emar Zecher Tzadik Levracha. We say they should remember for a blessing. Shal Yedei Masehem Nizkarim Leshevach Lebracha. Everybody remembers them and they praise them. Val Elu, and all of these, Hanizkarim BeMishnenu, all these in our Mishnah, Beit Garmu, the house of Garmu, the house of Avtinas, Hugras ben Levi, Ben Kamtsar, all these guys who didn't want to reveal the secrets. Ne'emar, on them it says, Veshem Reshaim Yirkav, and the name of the evil one should be rotten. Yeah. Klomar, Shelo Yeh Lahem Kol Zecher, which means they shouldn't have any memory. It says, why would we say to them? Because of them, we don't have a memory of how to do these things. That's it. Because of them, nobody knows how to do any of these things anymore. Today, yeah? So that's a negative memory. Nobody knows. Even if Beit HaMikdash comes up now, unless they're going to come up in Tchiat HaMetim, nobody knows how to do it. Because of them. They didn't want to reveal it. But they are not. So let's see. Ve'omnam magmara. So in the Gemara, there was a whole argument. Did they do good? Did they do bad? So the Gemara explains. מובא שבית גרמו ובית אבטינס נתנו טעם לחכמים על זה שלא רצו ללמד אחרים. The בית גרמו and בית אבטינס, they were sued. They were sued by the government, sued by the people. You have to reveal, otherwise nobody will know. So they came in front of the sages and they said, look, we're not going to reveal it. Why not? לפי שחוששים היו, because they used to worry, שמא ילמד אדם שאינו הגון, says maybe a person who's not befitting is going to learn it. וילך ויעבוד עבודה זרה בכך, and then he's going to do idol worship with that information. אבל ממשנתנו משמע, but from our Mishnah it looks like, שחכמים לא קיבלו את דבריהם, that the sages did not accept the words. They said, nice excuse, but not good enough. Not because you worry that somebody else, is going to use it something for bad, then you don't do it. Then you don't reveal it. No, that's not an excuse. ברם, בברייתא בגמרא, but in the Braita and the Gemara מובא, כולם מצאו תשובה לדבריהם. It says, everybody found the reason for their logic, why they didn't reveal. Yeah, על מה שלא רצו ללמד, on the fact that they didn't want to teach. בן קמצר, so בן קמצר לא מצא תשובה לדבריו. בן קמצר did not find a reason for his things. Ben Kamtsar is the one who wrote the 4 letters together. He says, what are you worried about? Who's going to write Yud Kei Vav Kei? What are you worried about? Al Arishonim Ne'emar, it says, on the first one, it says, Zecher Tzaddik Levracha. It says, we're not talking about the previous Mishnah. We're talking about everybody except Ben Kamtsar, even in our Mishnah. Okay? ועל בן קמצר וחבריו ונאמר בשם ראשים ירכב. מכאן יש מפרשים כאן גם משנתנו על הראשונים. So it says on the first one doesn't necessarily go on the previous Mishnah. It was on the first 3 that had an excuse why they didn't reveal. Ben קמצר didn't have an excuse. He is the one we're going to call evil. היינו על בית גרמו ועל בית אבטינס ועל הוגרס בלוי ולא מצאו תשובה. So since they had some excuse, we still remember them from the good because they had some excuse. נאמר זכר צריך אבל אלו היינו על בן קמצר ושכמותו, but on בן קמצר they didn't even have an excuse. He just wanted to keep it for himself, not because he was worried that somebody's going to learn it. נאמר בשם רשעים ירכב. He was called the evil one. So there's 2 ways to learn this Mishnah. בגמרא מסופר עוד על בית גרמו. In the Gemara they also discuss another thing on the house of גרמו, שמעולם לא נמצאת פת נקייה ביד בניהם. That there was never a clean bread in the hand of their sons. שלא יאמרו ממעשה לחם הפנים הם ניזונים. So that people are not going to say they are eating the bread of the Beit HaMikdash. לקיים מה שנאמר, והייתם נקיים מהשם ישראל. So they never baked bread, regular bread. They made bread that looked completely different. They never had the regular bread that everybody else had. Why? Because if they had regular bread, people are going to assume, hey, this is the bread that was supposed to be in the temple. So they made their bread like probably from oats or from barley or from other stuff, not from wheat, so that people are not going to say anything. וכן על בית אבטינס, and also on the house of Tinas, שמעולם לא יצא כלה מבוסמת מבתיהם, that they would never had any, when the wives or the daughters or anybody they got married to never used perfume. Why they never used perfume? Because otherwise people will say,
the perfume dealers, they say, oh, you used it on the collar.
They will say you use the perfume for the Beit HaMikdash on the collar. וכשהיו נושאים אישה ממקום אחר, and they had a custom that when they used to marry a woman from another place, they used to let her know from the beginning that in our families there's no perfume, because in halacha, if a woman comes and the husband prevents her from wearing perfume, she can get a divorce. So you cannot prevent her from wearing perfume and wearing makeup. Says, I want to be nice, you cannot prevent me. So over here, there was an amendment or condition in the say. It says, from the beginning, you know, when you come into our family, you should know, and there's no perfumes. There was a condition, she shouldn't use perfume. שלא יאמרו, ממעשה הקטורת היא מתבשמות. So that they won't say, she uses the incense for perfume. לקיים מה שנאמר, והייתם נקיים מהשם ישראל, so that they can be say that they used to be true with God and for the Jewish people. והדבר זה מזכירים את בגרמו ואת אבטינס לשבח. And on these things, this is why we praise the house of Garmo and the house of Avtinas for good, even according to the opinion that it is gnai. It is gnai from one aspect, but it was shevach for the fact that you see that they did it for the right reasons. Even though we lost it today, that's their fault. But you know what? These guys were good guys.
It wasn't for their ego.
It wasn't for their ego, that's right. You can see that they were pure people.